everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aussie Max Zone. This week, edging closer to the Apple Watch release to the public, release to the wild. It's recorded the 24th of April, 2015. And I'll tell you, look, I've been listening to the show the last couple of weeks, and isn't it good that we've got Garth back? I reckon it's great. So back by popular demand. More his demand than anyone else's. So it was great to hear you again, Garth. Well done. He'll be back next week. I think he's going to he's going to alternate as well. So just to keep it, keep things interesting, so to speak. All right, how you guys been? We're brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au and scopeiteducation.com.au. Go to both of those websites and you'll find some wondrous, expanding mind things that you have no idea where you've landed until you read up all about it. All right, how does that go? Are we all confused? Yes. I'm not on anything tonight. It's just one of those cold nights, gets to your bones. All right, and we've got to say hello to PA. He's just messaged us. He's in the taxi on his way home from Hickory over there in Carolina. I think he said he was. So good on you, PA. He's in the taxi, so we can be seen and heard everywhere live. Good work. All right, let's have a look and see what we've got tonight. We've got one person on video, one person on audio. Let's go to the video first. G'day, Michael. How you going?
G'day, team. Yeah, mine's a bit. How you going too? I've lost you on video, so mine
that's
says
no good.
It's back. So.
Well, there you go.
Oh no, you're starting to twist around in your head.
Oh,
but yes, we're rocking on.
Good.
The battles of the weather in Sydney, I tell you.
Yeah, what has been going on down there? I tell you, I watched that magical game, Sharkies and the Rabbits last night, and it was pelting down, sideways rain. What's going on?
Turn the knife in, mate. Just put it in and turn it around. That's all you got to do to me.
Yes. Look, it's a long time between drinks when you're a Sharks supporter. So, look, I take them wherever they come. Don't you worry.
How many times have they won the premiership?
Oh, look, that's not important. You're only as good. You're only as good as your last game. You know that. All right, let's have a chat to Jace, who's on audio tonight. He's out in a boot, and he's got video issues. How you going, Jace?
Hey, Glenn. Hey, everyone. Yes, good old Skype and the iPhone aren't playing nicely together. Who would have thunk it, hey?
Who would have thought?
Audio's fine, but
we got a nice still.
If I could work out how to get video working on here,
who'd have guessed?
Yeah, who'd have guessed?
Are you banged up in a hotel, or what's happening?
Oh no, just out and about for work. So of course, dedicated to the cause. So
yes.
Dialing in for the show, but I guess
cool.
maybe it's a positive that you won't see me this week. You'll just hear from me.
Well, you never know. Well, we've got a nice still of you anyway for those watching on the video. So. They'll be just as impressed with that one.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, look, let's look. It should be really the Apple Watch show. All my stories are Apple Watches this week. When is the actual? When is the in store, Michael? When is that happening?
In store.
Yeah. So everyone's ordered them on the internet on April 10, and are they due? Is it 24th? Is that right? Are they
24th? I believe.
Yeah, Friday.
People will be receiving them.
Right. Now, you've got your order in?
No, I had some challenges last week, but I've come to an agreement with my famous friend Garth.
Right. So
yes, I do have my order in.
via other means.
Yes.
So what was happening there? I was listening to the show last week, and yes, Garth had managed to order a couple. I think a couple, and then you were struggling to get the order through. Like, was it the internet?
It would ask to verify. First, it asked to verify your address. Then, once you verify the address, it asked to verify the phone numbers. Then it asked to verify the address. Then it asked to verify the phone numbers. And I was doing all this while I was driving, and so I concentrated on the driving just for change.
So Garth, who is on ADSL 1, has got better internet than you. Yeah. How is that NBN going anyway? That's just a payback for last night's game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
I've got NBN. Yeah, you follow the Sharks, but I've got NBN, so stick it there. The sun don't shine. All right, let's. Can we go out of some order and start with a story from you, Michael? Because
yes, mate. What would you like?
I don't know. I've just lost the notes. So
Okay, so what about? So there's been some upgrades to that came through recently for 10.10.3 to OS X. So, and with that upgrade, you may find that navigating the Finder can be arduously slow at times.
Ooh.
And where the contents of folders you open and they take a while to display, and otherwise scrolling and navigating may be just sluggish, not what you're after.
Okay.
So, one of the guys from Mac Issues has reported that if this is caused, then you can likely fix it by cleaning some of the Finder-related cache information from your Mac. So caches are small databases that are frequently accessed resources, so it makes it supposedly quicker because the computer just goes and has a quick look in the database instead of having to look at what's in that folder all the time, for example.
Right.
So just by going in and cleaning out these caches, which you can find on your machine, or there are a couple of other little programs you can use for cleaning the cache, you'll find a noticeable difference in the performance once you've actually cleaned it, especially if it's a damaged cache.
Yep.
So there's a couple of little programs which we will put in the show notes for people to check out, and I'll put this article in. And
yeah, I think I had a similar problem with was it the cache or something? There was something a while back you told me to do because I had things were starting to get a bit slow, especially in Safari and all this sort of stuff. And you said clean your cookies and all your empty pages and blah blah blah.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, sped it up. You know, like no one's business. It was great. It was good.
Yes,
all right. Yeah. Okay. So look, I found my notes. Yay. Now. Now let's get back to the Apple Watch. Now, Jace, what are you doing about the watch? Did you order one? Let's find that out.
I did. So when I got in, I didn't have an issue getting in. I got caught up doing something else, so I think I didn't actually get to have a browse around till maybe 15 minutes after things had gone on sale. And I guess if you've been looking at the Twitterverse and listening to other podcasts, I think stocks
so
went
you're getting yours in
everywhere
2018 or something. That'd be right.
Funnily enough, though, as I was looking through, or I guess Australia did have a benefit over the rest of the world, where because of the way the Fridays worked, the watch, whilst it went on pre-order at the same time everywhere in the world, it was Friday relative to wherever you were that the watches were in the Apple Store. So I actually had gone down to the local Apple Store on Friday to have a look, and seeing the stainless steel versus the aluminium one in the sports watches, there was a fair bit of difference, probably on purpose by Apple to make you have that loss factor after something that was more expensive. So I was actually tossing up whether, rather than going for the sports model that I was originally going to, whether to stump up for the
whole hog
for the stainless steel. Well, the whole hog being the edition one, probably a little bit too much. But
half the hog.
As it turns out, even 15 minutes, after they'd gone on pre-order, flipping through, I think every sports edition was already out to 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, geez. Wow.
And then I started flipping through the stainless steel, and there was only one that was still showing as 24th, which was the stainless
Michael.
steel with the classic, the black band and classic buckle.
Yes.
Which was, funnily enough, the one I was looking at in the store, thinking that didn't look too bad. So,
had your name on it.
It did. So I thought.
So you went the nice one.
I did. So I thought, well, that's fate, isn't it? I must have been meant to order the stainless steel.
Yes. Well, it's good. It's good to keep the story. Whatever you tell your wife, it's good to continue on with the same story.
Exactly right. But the thing is, as well, Apple have a really good return policy. So even it comes in and we review it for the show and think, maybe I'm not going to get use out of this. Yeah. Apple have a good return policy where it can be returned and wait on version 2. So look, at the moment that's hopefully going to arrive on Friday.
Friday.
So we'll have that for next week's show.
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. Now, okay, so according to dozens of tweets and emails that have been floating around the Twitterverse, Apple has just begun charging customers who pre-ordered the Apple Watch for their purchases. So looks like the charges on the credit cards are starting to appear. Apple Watch order statuses have begun changing from processing items to preparing for shipment as Apple gets ready to send out the first Apple Watch orders to customers who pre-ordered, like Jace and Garth and a little bit like Michael.
Hurrah!
Yes.
On April 10. Now, Apple Watch orders that have changed to preparing for shipment are still listing prospective delivery dates of the 24th of April and the 8th of May, but the first orders are expected to begin arriving on Friday. So, we know where Jace is going to be, heading down
That's
to the
right,
Apple
waiting
store.
for the...
Yeah, they're going to be delivered. They're not
aren't
at
they?
the store.
Yeah, so the
the TNT man, I think it is these days.
Oh,
Yes.
but they're already at the store, aren't they? They'd already be there. They'd be there by now, wouldn't they?
No, 'cause they're not at the store. They're not going to the stores. You can't go into a store.
Oh,
And pick
I
one
thought you
up.
had to go and pick it up at the store.
Nah.
Oh,
No,
so
they're
they
going to
get
deliver
delivered.
it to you.
So you buy it online, you look at it in the store, but then you get it delivered to you.
Yes.
Right.
Well, what's happening come the 24th, though, Michael? Do you reckon there's going to be any in the store? They're going to have them.
No,
some
there
stock
won't
in
be.
the store?
There won't be any in the store available for pickup. Just to go in and purchase them. And I think that may be why they're now saying the website doesn't say that they're actually being released on the 24th, which I think is being silly because that's when they're actually being released. To if people are being sent them on the 24th, then they're actually released on the 24th. But I can't imagine there's any going to be available on the 24th.
Once an order changes to preparing for shipment, customers may be able to track by reference number using a phone. So have you noticed any changes, Jace, in your shipment
I
status?
had a look at mine just before the show, and it's still no, it hasn't changed to preparing for shipping or shipping yet. So hopefully that sort of happens in the next day or so.
And so have you been charged?
Not yet. I guess looking at previous experience, like for iPads and iPhones, that tends to happen with a change in status. So once they ship it, they tend to charge your card then. Well, presumably they charge your card, and if you haven't got your money, you don't get a change in status to shipping.
No. I wonder what happens
You
there.
get a no Apple Watch for you.
No, so
I think
you would forfeit that order.
they may not have charged your card previously, but they did. What do they call it where they actually, when you place the order, they check to make sure that you do have the funds available, and then they put
Right.
I'll put a hold
stop.
on your account. Yep.
put a hold on that amount of money on your
Sure.
account until then they ship, and then they take the money. So you can't actually. I don't think you can actually
Get-
overdraw, shall we say?
Right.
Yes. That doesn't seem to have occurred yet either, but
Okay.
maybe that's just a matter of short time.
Yes. Now, look, I've got another Apple Watch app story coming up. But look, we might just have a quick little break from that for now, and let's find out what. Jace, did you have anything you wanted to talk about this week, apart from Apple Watch, or just going to wing it?
Oh, it's all Apple Watch, and I would very much like to be talking about the 12-inch MacBook, but the Adelaide Apple Store hasn't had any. Even for a demo, and looking online, it seems as though only a select few stores, like worldwide, do actually have them in store. But then some people have got them in their hands, so. It's very weird as to what's happening there, because I really wanted to get down to have a look and see what see what all the fuss is about.
Yes.
But with it using the Intel mobile processor, which has already been spoken about as having lower performance, and surely you can't do your Final Cut Pro on it. But given what I use my 11-inch MacBook Air for, sort of out and about, and bit of email, bit of browsing, and that sort of thing.
An internet
I
device.
think the 12-inch, the processor in that 12-inch, I think would be fine. And of course, the big bonus is that lovely Retina display. But haven't seen one yet, so can't talk about it.
comment on
I
it.
don't know,
Oh.
Michael. Have you popped into any of the Sydney Apple stores and seen one in the flesh yet?
No. I on the order day for the watches, I ran in, took 3 photos and ran back out of the store just for the watch. But
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no, I haven't had a chance to see any of the new MacBooks. So it's just a matter of wait and see. I've read a couple of reviews. I still don't know whether it's. I just think it's the 12-inch iPad that everyone was waiting for. That's basically what I think it is.
It's a little bit like that, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
The trackpad's what's getting everyone's attention, but
what's wrong
that's
with
what's getting the rave reviews with the Force Touch trackpad.
what does that mean? Fourth or forced?
Force.
Yeah. What's that mean?
So it actually hasn't got a clicker in it. That's the first thing.
Right.
So if the thing's not turned on, it just feels like you're pushing down on a table.
Okay.
But if you turn it on, the way it feels like it's actually clicking when you touch it.
Yeah. Right.
And also, say you're watching, an example is you're watching a movie, you can actually push down and it'll go, twice speed. You push down a little bit harder, it'll go 4 times speed. You push down harder again, it'll go 8 times speed. So there are a couple of examples of the way Apple's done the Force Touch, but we're waiting for lots of developers now to write things in to actually enhance what you can do with that Force Touch trackpad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That sounds all right because they've got some new keyboard technology too, haven't they?
Yeah, that was getting a good review on a couple of people's pages too.
It looked good when I watched the video.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you hit, if you just hit to the side of the key a little bit, it'll still type properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot less, people have their numbers have gone up quite dramatically just by changing to that new keyboard. So that was pretty good.
That has had a few mixed reviews, though. A few people don't like it, and I think keyboards tend to be very, very personal. So what had changed in the 12-inch MacBook was the keys are actually a little bit larger, but they've gone away from the butterfly type mechanism that's basically the mechanical mechanism that the keyboards used previously, which I think that what they've gone to is more reliable, bigger keys, but you get less travel. So people that touch type far better than me at a fast speed, some of them are complaining that it's, I guess, put them off a little bit. But maybe like anything, it's just a matter of getting used to it. But again, Apple had to make the change to get the thinness in there because, like anything mechanical, it takes up space. So they had to get rid of key travel to make the MacBook thinner. Yeah. But other good things are they've all got individual LED lighting, so the lighting's very consistent through it.
More uniform, yeah.
Nice.
So I really just want to have a feel and a play just to see what it's all about. I have actually used the touchpad because in the weird and wonderful things that Apple do, they put the Force touchpad in the 13-inch MacBook Pro when they did that refresh. And I've had a play at that, and it's as you say, Michael, it's really weird that if the machine isn't on or you disable it, it's just like it's a piece of metal. But when you're pushing it, I mean, it's little motors underneath that are sort of that giving you the sensation that you're pushing harder and clicking, but it's not really doing anything. It's very I guess it's really how it tricks your mind into thinking your fingers are really feeling and doing that. So again, as you allude to, Michael, it's going to be pretty amazing, I think, what developers will come up to with just the possibilities of what they can come up to with the Force Touch and the trackpad.
Yeah, so it sounds all right. When are they expecting to be in Adelaide and more stores, or is this just how it's going to be? think when as they get
I think
produced.
it's limited supply. I think a little bit like the watch at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right.
They've haven't made
Well, I've read.
many haven't made enough. They're just not around the place.
I've seen stories already about the watch where analysts or whatever you want to call them, the geniuses or whatever, the know-alls,
guesstimators,
the know-alls, the professionals, whatever, they are still continuing to say that the Apple Watch could be the biggest selling item ever. So I don't know. We'll have to wait.
It's a pretty big call, because I think the numbers on the pre-orders are around the 2 million mark, aren't they? 2.2 billion or something like that. Which
billion?
We don't really know. No one really knows, because Apple haven't actually said it. Yeah.
No, Apple haven't said, but that sort of seems to be where people have landed at the moment.
Did you say billion or million?
No, million.
Yeah,
million. Yeah.
Whilst that's is a lot to you and I, in terms of worldwide Apple and Apple release, it isn't huge. So maybe they underestimated demand.
Well, they sort of seem to go down this path all the time. I suppose, look, it's an untested product, and look, it's probably not something that it's not like the iPhone, where when the iPhone came out, it was just a must-have straight away, a must-have. But this maybe you could live without. You're not gonna go and neck yourself if you don't get one straight away.
Well, it's really a bit of an accessory for your iPhone, isn't it? It's not an independent device. So, look, again, it's a new category. Apple are good at reinventing or
new categories,
restarting. I guess categories that are relative new and people maybe haven't done well in before. So I think I heard a number that total Android smartwatches that have been sold all up to date is like 700,000, 800,000.
Oh,
so
really?
If Apple have pre-ordered, even if the number is 2 million,
wow,
that's already sort of
eclipsed
in the order of 3 times the
it's
total
already a
number
market leader.
Wow.
Android smartwatches that have been sold ever.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing. Well, we'll see next week. We'll hopefully have more information.
One of the articles that we had on our Aussie Mac Zone page today was one of the guesstimators, analysts, guys, was saying that they're basically the first lot he believes are being built to order. So they've built lots of electronics. They've got lots of aluminium and stainless steel and gold parts there ready to go. But because they've got no real history to go on about what people were going to buy and order and etc., that they've still making them to order, and that's why there's a bit of delay about from when you ordered it to when you get it.
Yeah,
that's what the way he believes that it's going at the moment, just so they don't waste time building 5,000 black ones that day when they're really only going to build 100. So
yeah. Well, look, it'll all start unfolding from Friday, I guess, and as Friday comes and goes, there'll be reports about this and about that, and figures will be released, and everyone will be jumping for joy. Yeah,
absolutely.
We're all waiting just to Apple to say this is how many we sold. So it'll be interesting.
Yes. All right. So let me tell before we get on to part 2 of the Apple Watch show. Let me tell you about the Facebook page. We've got the Aussie Tech Heads Facebook at facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, where you'll find things like apps, free apps of the day. There was one there today. Put different widgets on your pull down notification screen. Tells you about battery life and CPU usage and RAM and all that sort of stuff. That was very good. I don't know how much it used to be, but on the day that you see it on the Facebook page, it's free. So what you got nothing to lose. And while you're there, don't just use us for the free app. Like us at the same time. Mate, win-win, eh? Come on, let's go. And also, you can don't forget the AussieTechRadio.com. 24/7 shows, podcasts from Australia and New Zealand, all back to back and just rolled out one after the other.
Very, very good very, very good rolling out of programs, I must say.
Yeah, you like my programming? I should have been a programmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that randomised button, it works great. That's great. But yeah, Michael, you love it, don't you? You were listening to it. You listen to it all the time, just in the background.
All the time, yeah. Just sitting in the background,
Yeah.
plodding along, and you get to hear most of everything of every podcast, so it's good.
Yes. And so if you're doing it every day, what you probably would find it would repeat like every couple of days or something like that, or
Yeah, but just because I'm not, I'll go office to office or whatever, but I'll still hear it when I come back into the workshop.
and you pick up might of what you missed yesterday.
That's right. Yeah. So
so
it's excellent.
Yeah. So if anyone out there listening's got a podcast and they want it to put on, roll it up into that lineup, just email me, glenn@aussiemaxzone.com.au, and it doesn't cost nothing, and I'll put it in the lineup for you. Easy. But pretty much let's try and keep it to Australia, New Zealand. But if you got one that's from overseas, well, we'll have a think about it. But let's try Australia, New Zealand first. And so if you got one, let us know, and we'll stick it in there. All right. What else? Did you know there's also the Aussie Tech Heads magazine that comes out? Yes, it's an e-magazine. It's a paper. That's what we call it at aussietechheads.com.au/paper. So go and check
does
that
it have a centerfold, Glenn?
Look, I had to stop doing centerfolds.
I'm glad you stopped doing them. That's what I.
Well, things got a bit hairy, so we had to stop the centerfolds. But yes, but that's still going. The paper's still out. Two editions, twice a day. aussietechheads.com.au/paper. And it's not just tech in that thing. It's also business and everything. Oh, have a look at it. It's great. It's great. Now, also look, a little message from our main sponsor this week. And for the last couple of months. So thanks to scopeiteducation.com.au. Kids today are engrossed with technology, often spending excessive hours behind their screens. The guys at Scope IT Education aim to not fight that war. They instead aim to change those hours into productive hours. They turn consumers into creators. Scope IT Education is a teaching organisation that provides curriculum-based technology training to primary-age students. Predominantly, lessons are done within the school system with refined, professionally developed courses that align with and complement current state and national-based outcomes. The course range is vast, with classes in introductory coding skills, with process-based logical thinking, app development, website design, digital citizenship, Google research, and now, can you believe it, even 3D printing, electronics and robotics. Of course, all their courses are fun and engaging. They carefully combine this with specific outcomes to help shape our children's education for the future, arming them with the technology skills they will need in the world they grow up in tomorrow. If you think this sounds interesting, they also have franchise opportunities for anyone feeling that this product sounds intriguing, or if you would like to know more information as a teacher or principal, check out the website, scopeiteducation.com.au. And look, they will provide all the coaching. If you think it's a viable franchise, they will give you they will coach you. Yes, they will, and get you up and running in a new business, helping kids code. How good does that sound? Very good.
And just to chuck my 2 bobs worth in here,
please.
For all the parents that have kids going to public schools, I'd be having words to my principal to try and get this in there, because the private schools already have a lot of this sort of stuff happening. I like even a particular girls' school that I frequent. They've got 3D scanners where they've scanned teachers' heads,
right,
and then printed them in 3D, like just for fun. That's the sort of thing that they can do at a private school that they can't possibly do at a lot of public schools. So they're getting advantages in what is really, I think, the future. Having grown up with it. There's still a long way to go and a lot more to come. So,
do they provide? Because I know a lot of schools have Apple computers. Does Apple provide discounts to the schools, or is there just no discounts to anyone ever with the Apple stuff? Like, as a school education and get them in front of young kids.
Depends how much you're buying.
Right. Okay.
How good your negotiating skills are. Yeah. Used to be a lot, but now there's not as much.
Yep.
But also students get discount cards. They used to get a discount, but now they get iTunes, or not iTunes cards. iTunes type cards from the store, Apple Store cards, so that you can buy, software or hardware
Yeah.
from the Apple Store. So you still got to spend the money in house,
Right.
instead of giving you a straight discount.
So would you find that there's the I don't know if you're this far involved with the education part of it, but does the state education negotiate, or is it just up to individual schools? What it might just, because I suppose it's supposed to be up to individual schools, wouldn't it? Because some schools probably don't have apples; they probably have something else.
Yeah, some schools have Apple, some schools have Windows machines, some schools will bring your own. But it depends hugely on the principal and on or whether that principal is getting pushed along by a particular teacher who's who has a big interest in IT. That's basically how they get pushed along.
Yeah.
But the challenge is if that teacher leaves and goes to another school, then that whole school can change their IT thoughts overnight. And
Yes. It can happen.
it can happen. I'm quite happy to have kids learning on any machine, but as long as they're learning the future and not what's behind,
Yeah.
They don't need to learn how to use Word, Excel, and PowerPoint.
Any machine's fine, isn't it? I mean, whether they want to use a MacBook or an iMac, I don't really mind. It's it's up to the individual.
Yeah.
Even a MacBook Air.
Well, that's right. That's right. Anything like that. Now, look, let's get back to the Apple Watch, shall we? Because it might be thinking, like I was, what's the use of it? Just a watch, What else does it do? I'll tell you what else it can do. And as you'll find in the App Store, as you update, as you find updates for your apps every day, you go, oh, we've got 10 updates today. And you might just bump on, probably some of your favourites, go, oh, I wonder what's new in this one and this one. And pretty much they're all starting to say things like updated for Apple Watch compatibility, updates for Apple Watch, blah, blah, blah. So a number of notable apps have been updated with Apple Watch support to start off this week, including Shazam. So we all know Shazam. Microsoft OneDrive. Now, and Porsche Car Connect, FIFA 15 Ultimate Team by EA Sports, and a couple more. Now, Shazam for Apple Watch will enable you to discover which artist, song, and lyrics you are listening to from your wrist in seconds. Something I've always wanted to be able to do. You will also be able to see your past Shazam at a glance with a single swipe up gesture. Turn on Auto Shazam. Wasn't it a cartoon? Wasn't he a genie? Wasn't he or something? Yeah. To continue discovering music automatically and use handoff on Apple Watch and iPhone to buy songs on iTunes, videos, and more. So Shazam's right into it. Now, Microsoft OneDrive, they've updated to allow you to view your photos and albums stored on the cloud on the Apple Watch. The Porsche Car Connect. This is one for you, Michael.
Yes, my dream car.
Now, your Porsche Car Connect app has been updated to allow remote display and control of your Porsche
Hurrah.
from an Apple Watch. The app, compatible with select 2014 models. Well, you'll be right. You're getting the 2015. So select 2014 models and later provides safety notifications, journey statistics, vehicle status, vehicle locator directly on the Apple Watch. Wow. No more logbooks. You won't have to, you won't have to write one of those. Go to the newsagents, buy one of those books, start writing stuff. I hated doing that.
Start writing it out. Yep.
Oh, I hate that's rubbish. EA Sports, look, what have they done? Look, I've got a couple here. Might as well give them to you. EA Sports has introduced a new Apple Watch feature for FIFA 15 Ultimate Team that help you assemble and manage the ultimate soccer team from your wrist. Excellent. And what? I don't even know how to say it. Epicurious has introduced its smart kitchen timer app for Apple Watch. The app lets you choose from 40 plus ingredients from one of 5 categories: steak, veggies, chicken and pork, seafood and eggs. And the custom timer will tell you how long the food takes to cook. Oh, put those cookbooks away.
That's right.
Nickelodeon updated Nick Jr. for the Apple Watch over the weekend, allowing iPhone users to manage the child's Nick Jr. screen time through a Bluetooth connection right from the watch. That's good, isn't it? Junior, your time is up. Slap. The iPhone goes blank. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So there's heaps of stuff starting to come out. So you would have seen heaps of stuff, Michael. Heaps of apps being updated.
Yes. Yeah.
and all this, and then it's just all, it's just getting you stirred up, isn't it? That you just really want one of these now. But when are you going to get yours, mate? If you don't get yours Friday, you're hoping next week early.
I'm hoping Garth gets ours on Friday. That's
Yes, and then he'll put not known at this address. Please try Penrith, and he'll be sending
That's
it
right,
straight
yes.
back down to you. Yes, yeah. So hopefully, you should hopefully either way you might get it by Tuesday.
I'll be flying over to his place. All he's got to do is say, Michael, I'm ready, and
Yep.
I'll be there for him.
You're there. All right. So that's the Apple Watch. I think we've pretty much covered it, haven't we? Did you had something else, Michael?
There's one
Yep.
more. Yeah, one more little thing that just to help everyone out is that the Apple Watch guided tours have been updated again, which is great. It's now updated the Apple Watch guided tours with 4 more videos featuring how to make a phone call, how to interact with Siri, the Maps navigation, showing you how to use that correctly, and the music app. So, and we've already had 3 going, and now we've got 7 running, and there's still a couple more to come.
Right.
I reckon they just haven't made them, because you would have expected these would have come out before the
you'd
before
think
last
so.
Friday. We were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, saying, maybe they're going to sort of drip feed them through and do a couple every day, leading up to pre-orders. I reckon there's a very busy team at Apple with a video camera and Final Cut.
Yeah, they must have been
Pro,
making all
still
the
finishing off those
ads
last
and
few
things.
videos.
Yeah, and look, another story that Michael you put in here. It's not really Apple related, but it's interesting. About
yes, I heard it on the news late tonight that Microsoft is opening a Sydney store. So the first Microsoft store out of the US will be in the Pitt Street Mall in Sydney.
That's good.
Which is a nice little shopping area there that has got some nice shops around. It's not too far from the Apple store to walk around. It's just
You'll be able to actually find a human being you can slap.
just give me something to walk up the window and laugh at people. Just point and laugh.
Oh, look, I continue to have experiences with Google, Like, and just businesses in general, and especially you cannot phone Google to ask them anything. You cannot phone them for anything. Like, not unless you start paying for their business apps and stuff. Like today.
Yeah, I was going to say you can if you pay.
Yeah, but how do you to get to that stage to even pay? You can't talk to anyone. Like today, because I'm wanting to, get some of the. They've got this new cloud storage thing going, right? It's called Nearline, and it's cheap storage because it's cold cloud storage. So I thought, okay, I want to get some of this going. So I want to talk to someone about how do I start this? Is it part of Google Drive? Is it on a separate platform? How do I start? That you can't do it. You can't. So I phoned Google Sydney today, and I thought, okay, if I can get onto the Google in Sydney, surely they'll be able to put me through to somewhere where I can get an answer or get something, progress my curiosity somehow. So I rang Google Sydney. The phone answers, goes, "Hi, we're closed for the holidays. We'll be closed from December 25th to January 1. Thank you, goodbye." What's that?
They must have moved
What?
the.
What is
They
that?
must have moved it on the way, mustn't they?
So you can't you can ring the reception at Sydney. You get the phone messages from last Christmas, and I send away a contact form. Dear Google, on the contact, can someone from the cloud storage please ring me? This is my phone number, and I get an email back. Oh, this is from Google support. You'll need to ring Google. I said okay. So I wrote back, can you tell me the phone number and where it is at? Where are they? What's the time zone and everything?
Yeah.
I get a message back. This is the phone number 888 whatever it was 888-6532. I send one back. What is the country and the time zone? And can you tell me the area, the international code? And they send back, it's in the US. I send back, can you tell me the time zone, please? How hard is this? Well, I can't believe it. Anyway, I've ditched it. I've left it. I can't do it anymore. Too hard.
Yeah, too hard.
I'm sticking with the Amazon.
So when I had an issue with one of my customers got Google Apps
Yes.
accounts, and I was having an issue for one of the staff members on a Saturday afternoon a few months back, and I just rang the number, and I got someone in America that was happy to talk to me and
Switched on.
and got me to a certain point, and then he said, "No, well, because it's not really an apps problem, there's nothing I can do for you."
Right.
So he was a good guy, and we tried a couple of different things, but he felt that it wasn't
an apps issue.
it wasn't actually part of the Google Apps that you're actually paying for. I can't remember what it was now. It was.
Yeah, but it just seems so hard. And because when you ring up, I rang the reception in the US or something, and it says the only way I could get to speak to someone is if I had a PIN code for my account I had with Google Business Apps. But I don't have any account because I can't figure out how to start one.
Yeah.
So I give up, I totally give up. I just gave up. I said, that's it. And look, I just went through all those Google. I just deleted them. I just was so frustrated. I just went, I don't care if you're 2 cents cheaper. Get out of here. Get out.
I rang Apple today because I was trying to resolve a technical problem that I had, and I rang the main phone number for Apple, and it says, number 1, do you want to buy something? Number 2, do you want tech support? Number 3, do you want something else? Number 4, number 5 if you know the person's number, or number 6 if you want to talk to someone. Yeah. And I got to talk to someone and got put through to the right person.
Nice.
I knew the area I needed. I knew one of 2 people that I needed to talk to, so that was fine.
Yeah, well, that's good. I think, and that's a bit of a difference. I find that I've rang Apple a couple of times for different things, and I've had my query answered on the phone.
Just like that.
Yeah, it's at least I can find the phone number within 2 minutes that I can actually ring. But I can't. I don't know. Is it just?
But that's the hassle.
Arrogance.
Google's always got, isn't it? Is that they've never really set themselves up for any direct customer support.
No, but it's not even support. I didn't want support.
How many people have an issue with Gmail that they'd like some support on? That's the hassle, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I didn't want support. I wanted sales support, which I can't believe it. I just in frustration, I deleted all the emails. I'm over it. I was totally over it. and tell you how much over it I am. I stopped my Gmail account and I went to Outlook.com. Oh, so over it. But anyway, all right. That's a rant.
I thought you might have gone to AOL.
Well, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about changing my search engine to Ask Jeeves as well. That'll teach him. Best with me, not talk to me. That'll teach him. All right. Jace, did you have anything else this week you want to talk about?
WWDC, 8th of June it starts. The lottery came out.
Yeah.
So obviously,
didn't have a winner.
I didn't. Because there's actually an international trip. If you do are successful in getting tickets, but obviously tickets are very much in demand. So the way they do it now is over a period of I think a week or so, you can register your interest, and then they randomly select successful people to attend WWDC in the States.
Nice.
So that process has been gone through, and I think the most interesting thing is still going to be what are they going to release at WWDC, and especially with a developer tie-in. So sure, there's going to be more about the watch, but we know about that. Well, again, speculation is still around the Apple TV, Apple TV,
dear.
and Apple TV that does stuff.
Right. Yeah. Let's hope so.
Well, yes. Let's really, really hope so.
And Michael,
for sure this time.
Any last thoughts this week from you?
No. I just on that they're putting another 100 free seats for students, I think. So I think there's 350 free student seats for WWDC this year, which is pretty good. You know, that's a good saving for a young student. They've still got to get themselves there and get themselves accommodation, but you know,
That's all right,
there's
though.
plenty of really young
Yeah.
switched on programmers.
Yeah, I saw some a article there. It was from as young as 13. You're able to go if you're lucky enough. Yeah. So yeah, it's excellent news. Excellent. All right, I think that brings us to an end of another week, gents. So thanks for coming on audio only, Michael. Thanks for coming in your best capacity, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, you enjoy
Well,
yourself.
I will, but yes, Michael and Jace and maybe Garth will be here.
And
next
Garth
week.
will be back next week with all wearing our watches.
Oh yes, yes, good stuff.
Maybe we can run on time then.
Yeah, have it,
That's right. Well,
have it vibrate.
we just need Skype to play nicely.
Oh, yes. Look, and Michael, look, just for anyone that's doing group calls on Skype, Michael's found a way to get rid of that pesky little ad that slides in from the right. All you got to do is go into your Internet Explorer settings and go to restricted sites. Put in I think it was apps.skype.com as the site, and add it to a restricted site, restart Skype, and you should be away. No more pesky ads. That'll learn them as well. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jace. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, man.
And,
Have a good
Thanks,
one.
everyone.
Cheers.
See everyone
and
next
we'll
week.
See you all next time. Okay. Bye for now. Ta-ra.